I'm Venu Keller. Welcome to Venu Inspires. It's time to give your children a childhood they won't have to heal from. Good morning and welcome to Wednesday Wisdom with Venu Keller. Today I wanted to talk to you about some of the challenges that people have been writing to me about, and that's how do we help our kids with the anger that they're feeling inside, whether they're young and they're expressing it through yelling, throwing things, hitting, the attitude we get as they get older when they're answering us. Sometimes their anger shows up as if we ask them to do something and they ignore us. So I really wanted to talk today about what is the anger. For kids, a lot of the anger is triggered by not getting their way. They feel they don't have control of the situation. They wanted something, they've asked you for it, and it's a no. And when they get that no, what immediately are they feeling? They're feeling maybe rejected. They're feeling out of control. They feel like they, are missing out on something. Whatever it is, it doesn't feel good. So how do we as, human beings express when something doesn't feel good? We will even say, our kids, get aggressive or upset or have behaviors when they're tired because they don't know how else to express it. So anger is a release. Anger is what I say is a second emotion. It is something that releases what has stacked inside of a child, even us adults. Think about as the adult, when is the last time that you felt anger? What was going on? I used to say, oh, we yell. For us parents that yell, I've been a yeller. I am a yeller at times. It's part of the things that I'm working on right now, my own personal 2 millimeter shift. And I would say, well, I yell because I want to be seen and heard. So when I'm not feeling seen and heard, I've told my kids 10,000 times to do something, they haven't done it. What happens? I elevate my voice. And I want to tell you that we also elevate our voice or yell or get angry or upset or frustrated, and it comes out as maybe that aggressive behavior, that yelling, as a release. And that's what's going on with our kids. When they are constantly angry, we can look at the child and say, wow, like that kid has a lot of anger in them. So what that tells me is there's a lot of energy moving in that child that they just want to release. And what is triggering it? Is it not getting their way? Is it feeling like they don't have enough attention? Is it feeling like they don't have control of the situation? One of the ways that we can deal with that is to ask our kids, what does no mean to you? What does no mean to you? And it's a great question if you have teenagers. It's a great question if you have younger kids. Hear what that means to them. You might be surprised. We as a parents, and I know this because I am so guilty of this back in the day when, I said no, my son got mad at me. And what did I make it mean? I made it mean that they're just mad they didn't get their way. But I'm here to tell you, especially as a coach, and I coach several kids on a daily basis. When I ask them, what does no mean to you? A lot of times they don't just say, well, I didn't get my way. Sometimes they say they don't feel like they were heard, that if their parent really heard what they were asking, they wouldn't have said no. Some kids say they say no because their parents say no because they just want them to be quiet, like shut up and go away. Some kids feel like they get a no because the parents need to feel like they're in control and they don't want to give up control to the kids. There's so many different reasons why our kids react to the word no. So ask them, what does no mean to you? When I tell you no, what does it mean to you? They do not realize that when we're saying no, sometimes it's about safety. Sometimes it's about timing. Sometimes it's about finances. Sometimes it's about their attitude. Sometimes it's about opportunity. And it's interesting because as I teach several classes on coaching, I tell the participants, the students there, go out and seek out no's. How do we become more comfortable with no's, especially as an adult, an entrepreneur who's looking for business, without feeling the fear of no? So it kind of goes back to the psychology back when we were younger and we got no's. And what did it mean to us? What do we make no mean to us? So as I say, especially, if you listen to my TV show, I talk a lot about, like, right now is our boot camp from birth to 18. This is our boot camp. This is where we get to install whatever values, the language patterns, ways of solving problems. This all comes now. And before our kids leave the home at 18 or whatever age, maybe it's later. And are they ready to adult? And one of the key things is, how are they going to handle no? Are we preparing them to understand how to handle no? The only way we're going to be able to do this is if we get to the bottom of what no means to them. And watch what happens with that aggression and those outbursts that we get, the aggressiveness from the kids, the yelling, the attitude. You will watch it actually come down because the kids start to feel heard and they no longer have to release all that pent up energy. And a lot of times that energy has been stacked, maybe not even just that day, but maybe 2 days or 3 days. If you have those kids that are more quiet, introvert kids that really go within themselves, they may have a week of pent up energy. And then all of a sudden it's like this volcano that explodes. And now it's like, whoa, what just happened? Another tip that I would also invite you to do is, there is a journal called Wreck-It Journal that my stepdaughter actually told my husband and I to get for our twins. And it's been great because it's a tangible, kinesthetic type of journal where it gives you something to do. So it's not just writing down your feelings and writing out like why you're upset, which can work as well. However, this gives them something tangible, like to rip out the paper, crumple it up, throw it away, rip little pieces out of it. So it gives them something, an action to do, again, to release that anger that they're feeling inside. So, if you're getting any type of, tips that you can use out of this, please comment below. But I'm also curious, what have you tried? What have you done with your kids to help bring down the anger? I will say this, when your kids are at a heightened anger, that's not the time to talk to them. It is when they're having that behavioral burst. You need to wait till they come down, and not when they're coming down, talk to them. Wait till they've totally come down, they're calm, and then talk to them. And come with them with an appreciation. Like, I appreciate that you're upset that I said no. And I really would like to talk to you about this. I really would like to understand, when I said no, what did that mean to you? And hear them and appreciate. Again, I can appreciate that you felt that I was trying to take control. What I would like to say, that was not my intent. The reason why I said no is because of the timing. You don't know what I have going on today. And so there was no way I can get you where you wanted to go and get you back home. So that is why I said no. If I was going to explain it to you in a better way, how would you want to hear it? Now, of course, this conversation are for older kids, probably not your 5 and 6-year-old, but it's still great to understand and appreciate. Because when we appreciate someone's language, that, I could appreciate you're upset, I could appreciate that made you angry, all of a sudden they feel seen and heard. And it gives you an opportunity to really get in there and influence them, because now you're no longer judging them for the emotions that they were having. So again, please leave your comments of what you've tried. If this is helpful, please share this with someone else. You might be doing someone else a favor that is at their wit's end because their kids are angry, or every time they say no, there's a meltdown. It's all about, how can we reach even more families so we can bring the harmony back in the homes. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next Wednesday.